talk about making homemade Mexican-style pinto beans from scratch, using dried beans. This is such a cheap and hearty and filling way to get all the protein you need, and you can use any kind of pinto bean you like. You can use organic ones, you can use the ones that are like $1.50 from the store. Either way, they are really so much better tasting than anything you can get from a can. So one of the first things you need to do with any kind of dried bean is you need to sort them. You need to make sure, because these are like probably as natural a product as you can get, that there are no stray bits of debris or stones or other random things that you really don't want in your finished home-cooked beans. So the easiest way to do this is just pour them out on a big white plate. I'm using a pound of beans here, which will make a lot of beans that you can use all week long in refried beans and soups and sauces. And I'm just going to put them on a plate and just meditate about them and look and see if there's anything that doesn't look right. You know what? I don't like the way this one looks. Putting that aside, we're going to throw that out. All right. So once I've found all these beans to be of my liking, I'm going to put them in a colander, just rinse them very quickly with some cold water, and put them in a big bowl and cover them with about 4 inches of cold water and set them aside overnight. So you can do this right before you go to bed, because this is so relaxing. You just relax looking at beans. Or if you're more in a hurry, you can take those beans and you can bring them to a boil to about 2 minutes and turn off the heat and just cover them and just leave them alone for about an hour. Either way, if you do the fast way, the 1 hour boiling method, or the overnight soak, your beans are going to look like this when you're all done. They're going to be bigger, they're going to possibly have split a little bit. Either way, this is a step that you need to do before cooking your beans. Now, when it comes to cooking your beans, this is a very simple method where I'm just going to take my beans and get a big pot, at least a 3 quart. I'm going to drain out the liquid that it's soaked in. You really want to get rid of that liquid. So drain them out, rinse them, put them in the pot, add 6 cups of water, add 3 garlic cloves that I am going to smash. I'm not going to chop them, I'm just going to smash them for flavor. With the side of a knife, like so. I'm going to add a couple bay leaves, about 3 bay leaves. I'm going to add a tablespoon of kosher salt. And I'm going to add some oregano. I'm going to use Mexican oregano here. You can use regular oregano if you like. I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to crumble it between my palms just to release some of the flavors in the oils. And for a little extra zest, I'm going to add a little bit of ground ancho chili powder, about 1 teaspoon. You can add regular chili powder, you can use chipotle, whatever you like. So I'm going to mix that all together. And I'm going to put the heat onto high and bring the beans to a rolling boil. Let that go for a couple minutes. Then I'm going to turn it down to low, partially cover, and let the beans simmer for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. You want to make sure those beans get really, really tender. You know beans are done when you take one out, let it cool for like about 30 seconds, and put it in your mouth. It should be able to crush just instantly, quickly, and just melt in your mouth. You really don't want crunchy beans. That's not that tasty. But when a properly made bean is cooked right, it's really special. So that's it. Your finished beans are ready to go. The broth is delicious. It's fantastic for making refried beans. You want to use that broth to help get the beans smooth and creamy. I like to eat them just like this with a side of rice and some tortillas or a little bit of avocado. Well, thanks for joining me. If you like this recipe, you can find this in Vegan Eats World. You can also find other Latin American recipes on my blog, veganlatina.com.